Hey, everybody. It is Sam, co-founder of MissionMonday.com and co-author of a book some people have read called It Happens in the Hallway. On the other side of this interweb world is my friend
Mark Johnson, also co-author of the book, It Happens in the Hallway. Sam, are you cold over there?
I was about to ask you, what's the weather like in the central part of Nebraska today?
Well, you know, I know it's cold. I can tell you that. I can't tell you specifically what it is, but in my office, it's freezing.
Yeah, it's cold here on the eastern side of the state. When I got in the car to go out to breakfast with my wife and my mother-in-law, the temperature said 0, which reminds me of a Ron White skit when he said on his tour bus, it said the temperature was 0. And he was talking to somebody on the phone, and they asked him, "What's the temperature?" And he goes, "There isn't one." Like 0 indicates nothing, no temperature. I thought it was funny.
Mathematical.
Anyway, so yeah, it's cold here. There's snow here. There's probably snow there.
I think so. I mean, there was snow on the ground this morning.
There you go. But people didn't tune in for a weather report. They probably tuned in for a mission.
Probably.
This is a mission I think we came up with a couple years ago that was kind of your idea, because I think one of the things that maybe drives you a little nuts is when students finish whatever the task is at hand, and then their instinct is to go to the teacher or whoever's in charge and say, "What do I do now?"
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, what am I supposed to do now?
And, you know, I think parents run into that at home. Hey, we got done with this. Mom, what am I supposed to do now? And for teachers, that happens once, and then the next kid gets done, and the next kid gets done, and all of a sudden you've got 9 little bodies and brains all going, "What do we do now?" So it's tough for a teacher to figure out what they are supposed to do now for those 9 little bodies and brains. So we devised this mission a few years back that's for students. What we want you to do is, when you finish a task, become an independent thinker and think, what is it that I could do now that's good for the class and I don't need to ask permission for? Mark, how you feeling about that? Good mission for you?
Yeah, I feel great about that. You know, and in the past, what teachers have done with this particular mission is they have created like an anchor chart or a poster and put it up in their rooms, list of things you can do when you complete your work.
Mark Johnson, it's like you and I have done this before.
Yeah.
It's like we're on the same page or something. So yeah, part 2 of the mission is teachers and parents put up a list somewhere that says list of pre-approved activities, stuff you can do independently. Because sometimes, I know there's times that as a young man, I didn't ask permission to do something, and I thought maybe this would be a good idea. And it turns out that according to my dad, Skinny Joe was not on the pre-approved list. Know what I mean? And then all of a sudden you got another issue. So we want our students to become independent thinkers, but we want to help them out looking both ways before they cross that street. So let's give them some ideas. If you have volunteers, I think a great volunteer mission to partner up with this is stop in at school, have a 5-minute conversation with a few students, and tell them about a time an adult trusted you to be responsible and figure it out on your own and the success you had with it. So we've done a lot of missions this year where it's just boom, same thing for students, staff, parents, volunteers. This time a little bit different. Students, you finish a task, you got independent time, think, what can I do independently that is going to help me out and I'm going to have permission to do, and it's going to make where I'm at a better place, and it's going to help everybody out. Parents and staff, make sure you make a list so the students have some guidance on what are some things like, oh yeah, I can pick that and I don't even need to ask permission. Volunteers, think about a time when you were independent and an adult trusted you to be independent, and talk about that with one of the kiddos. My friend Mark, you got anything else you want to add to that?
Just like your list of rules, when we put rules up too, and kids help create those lists, and then you have the amendments to the code. So yeah, you can add amendments to this list as well. If kids come up with new things that they want to do, they may say, hey, can I do this? You'll look at the list together and say, well, it's not on the list. Is this something that, you know, doesn't hurt the class, that helps you? And if the answers are yes, put it up there and move on. So you can always build to that list all year long.
Right on. I think it'll be a good week. This will be fun stuff for people.
Yeah, absolutely.
The other thing I'll throw out there is if you're following us on Twitter, you may have seen Mark do some deep knee bends recently.
I laughed so hard when I saw that again.
That's good. That's good. I'm saving that video for life because recently developed. Mark and I will be at the National Conference on School Discipline in Las Vegas. That is in June. You'll be able to find that information at missionmonday.com, or if you just Google Developmental Resources, that's the company that's helping us out with that. Link isn't active as yet. Probably will be soon to register for that. Also, we're going to be in Grand Rapids, Michigan, working for Advantage Discipline. If you Google Advantage Discipline, you find that stuff too. And as soon as those registration links are active, we'll tweet those out, Facebook them, and it'll be, of course, be on our website. Both of those will be great conferences that if you want to go to, you can have a good time. Which, by the way, it's summer. You need some stuff to do. Plan a vacation to, I don't know, Grand Rapids with your family or Las Vegas with your special someone. It should be a good time. Anything else, my friend Mark?
Nope, you got it covered, man.
All right, we'll talk to you next week, brother.
Bye-bye.